عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. One second, I'll be back. Right, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Finally got this working. Apologize for that. My name is Yaqub Zaman. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to this live stream. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time and enjoying yourselves. And if you've started your Ramadan, then Ramadan Mubarak. And if you haven't started, then Ramadan Mubarak to you, inshallah, for tomorrow. And as you can see, my lip is healing up. Alhamdulillah. It's forming a little scab there, crust. But inshallah, it's getting better. Right, so the live streams are going to be at this time in Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala, unless I have to change the timings for some reason, but roughly about this time, inshallah, 4 o'clock. And if you have any sort of questions, then inshallah I will try to help you guys answer those questions. The live stream will not be very long. I'm just going to try to answer questions that you guys might have about fasting or any topic really. Okay, so, but I will prioritize fasting questions. Fasting questions are the ones which I'm going to give priority to. So, you have been warned. Loyal follower, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I started the same lessons course. So what can I do to maximize the benefit of learning the course and getting the most out of it? So, what I would suggest is once you do your homework, send it to me and I'll mark your homework for you. The quicker you can get the homeworks done, and then I can even give you some extra work as well. And also, once you get to, I would say, about lesson 8, 9, you can actually start on your own, start to go through the Quran. Yeah, so that's what I would say, inshallah. Don't try to rush it too much. I would say don't rush it. Take your time. Make sure you understand and make sure you're like the homeworks are good, right? In the Arabic writing and the English writing as well. And that's it. If you have any questions, you can contact me, inshallah. Zainul Mustafa, wa alaikum. How are you finding loyal follow? How are you finding the course so far? Is it something that you were expecting? Is it too much information, or is it something that you're enjoying? Ramadan Mubarak from Stockholm. Ahlan wa sahlan, Stockholm. Ramadan Mubarak to you as well. How is the weather over there? Is it cold? Mullah Ramadan Mubarak, Ahlan wa sahlan. May Allah bless you and your loved ones during this blessed month. Ameen. Jazakallah. Beautiful dua, mashallah. Beautiful dua. I'll put that dua up. There's a nice Mullah dua. Mullah duas. Are you in Birmingham or are you in Blackburn? Yasin, Ahlan wa sahlan, wa alaikum assalam. I really liked the comment that you wrote under the Imam Shafi's poetry video today. Mashallah, it's really good. And it's true. I mean, you're right, definitely 100%. Imam Shafi, rahimullah, was like, you can say, way ahead of his time in understanding these kind of problems. Wujundullah wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope Ramadan has started well for you. Alhamdulillah, it's been very good so far today. I mean, today I haven't felt thirsty, I haven't felt hungry, but you know what usually happens? It's usually on day 3 or 4 when it starts to kick in. I've got my hat on today because it's a bit cold. It's a bit cold outside, so and keep my hat on. My beard's a bit messed up today. I need to comb my beard properly. You can see that it's a bit awkward all over the place. Yeah, so beard needs to be a bit brushed up today, guys. Do you guys regularly keep brushing your beards? I used to have a friend who used to keep a comb with him and a mirror. I would always, like, when he gets a chance, fix up his beard. Muhammad Hussein, alaikum assalam, rahmatullah, ahlan wa sahlan. I hope you're well, my brother Muhammad. I hope you are enjoying yourself. I'm very good, thank you very much. Ahmad, alaikum assalam. Do you have to be traveling before Fajr to not fast in Ramadan? Yes, according to Hanafis, that's what you should be doing. So you should be a traveler before Fajr for that. Amjad Ilahi, ahla wa sahlan. Ramadan Kareem to you as well. My brother Amjad. Jazakallah khair for your kind donation. MashaAllah, may Allah bless you. May Allah put barakah in your time, in your health, in your wealth, and everything that you do. Jazakumullah khair. Really, really, really means a lot when you guys support my channel and help out. It helps me to be able to make more videos, take out more of my time to be able to focus on it. I actually haven't really kind of decided to do the Hadith series this Ramadan. So I don't know, what I might do is I might just like put the other ones, old ones up. I don't know. I'm gonna see. And because I'm going to be going Masjid Al-Aqsa, so it's going to be difficult for me to make videos there. So I'm thinking that I want it to be consistent. Mullah Birmingham Sharif for now. We'll be going back to Blackburn a few days in a couple of weeks. May Allah make it easy, bro. For holidays, yeah? Non-alcoholic wine is made from crushed fermented grapes, i.e. from alcoholic wine. This process involves the fermentation of grapes where yeast converts to the sugar into alcohol, will continue until most of all the sugar is converted to alcohol. The final stage of producing non-alcoholic wine comprises of the extraction of alcohol from the wine. Once this has been achieved, the non-alcoholic wine is ready for bottling and consumption. The production of alcoholic wine being a prerequisite for the production of non-alcoholic wine. Would it be permissible for a Muslim to produce No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be permissible. I mean, I don't know the exact chemistry behind it. It would be best to ask a mufti who is an expert in chemistry and who understands the exact process of what it means to extract, this whole process of extraction. If it's a conversion that takes place, then there's possibility for it. If it's an extraction where all they do, how do they exactly extract the alcohol? What process do they use? Do you know what process they use? But from what you're telling me, no, I would say it's not allowed. Marona Hakim, alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. Is it permissible to say Juma Mubarak? Yes. Let's get 100,000 subscribers, inshallah, guys. I like that comment. That's the comment that we need. So hit the like button. So spread the videos, spread the love to others on your social media, on your WhatsApp, and subscribe. So inshallah, we want to hit 100k by the end of Ramadan, inshallah. We need, oh yeah, Liaqat 2.0. Maybe I might bring him back. I think that might be a good idea. If I bring him back, inshallah, Liaqat 2.0. What's it going to be? 2.22. محمد إبراهيم بشتون وعليكم السلام أهلا وسهلا أنا بخير الحمد لله وكيف أنت تاسو څنګه خير دې طبيعتون دې خدي. He's a silver YouTube plaque. That's it, inshallah. Please let me know when we can sit down to calculate my zakat before Taraweeh. Preferably my this year is a bit all over the place. Yeah, see, before Taraweeh I'm a bit hectic everywhere. So inshallah I'll see before, ideally after Taraweeh when I'll have more time, but before Taraweeh then there's eating and then getting ready and all that, so it's a bit of a rush. Rona ahla wa sahlan. Does arguing while fasting reduce the reward? Arguing fasting, I mean, depends why you're arguing. If you're arguing for no reason, then possibly. I've just started the course of but I'm looking forward to it. Do you know anyone starting Ramadan on the 3rd? Yeah, I do know a few people who are starting on the 3rd. Yeah. Wa alaikum assalam. Ramadan Kareem from Malaysia. Ahla wa sahlan. Terate, I hope you're well. I hope things in Malaysia are good as well. Junaid, wa alaikum assalam. If you have some student finance left over, would you need to pay zakat on it? So basically, are you saying a student has got some money left over for student finance? Is that what you're saying? They've got money left over. So if a student has money left over and they've paid off everything, all the outstanding, then yes, they'd have to give zakat on it. What are things that will deplete the reward of fasting while fasting? Anything that is basically not allowed. Anything that's not allowed normally for a Muslim to do. Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan, Muhammad Rafi, wa alaikum salam, Ramadan Kareem to you as well, my brother. How's things going, Sheikh? Very good, thank you very much. Very, very, very good. During any work, any day works for me too, anytime tomorrow, inshallah. I mean, we can do it over Skype or something. That would be easier for me. On the weekdays, I work. I'm gonna be working in the daytime, and then when I'm exhausted, my brain's not going to work properly, so calculating is going to be hard. Are there any places in Birmingham where beautiful, slow-paced Taraweeh takes place? As-Sufa Institute, mashallah, very nice. Aren't the Muslims in the UK supposed to follow Morocco's announcement for the start of Ramadan? Not necessarily. So the Muslims in the UK follow different things. Some follow the local sighting, some follow Morocco, some follow Saudi, some follow global sighting. Yeah. And are the places which do super fast Taraweeh? I have no idea of super fast Taraweehs. But if anyone knows any super fast Taraweehs taking place, put in the comments. What does the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ says a person who is not forgiven Ramadan exactly mean? I don't know. If you quote the full hadith for me, brother. Does a person gain more reward for fasting longer due to the different times? Not necessarily. A person's reward is magnified by the amount of effort they put into it, the amount of difficulties that they have to experience. What if you can't find the moon for the local sighting? Yeah, so basically, when it comes to sighting, if you don't see the moon, you assume that next day to be the last day of the month, and then Ramadan starts the day after. And this is what happened in the days of Sahaba. They just looked, if they didn't see the moon, they assumed the next day was going to be the last day of the month, and then Ramadan would start 2 days later. So that's what you're supposed to do. Alhamdulillah, everything is fine. So, Sheikh, my question is a little funny to some people, but we all struggle at work. What is the difference between istinja and istinjar? Between istinja, I've never heard of that word istinjar. If we do istinjar, what about it? I don't know what istinjar is, Muhammad. Istinja without the R at the end is basically washing the private parts. If you can't use water to wash your private parts, you can use wet wipes. Wet wipes can be used as well. Is quality better than quantity? Is doing 2 rakats really well better than doing 20 rakats without much concentration? So yes and no. So quality is always better than quantity, but if the quantity is established from the Sahaba, then that is always better. Yeah. So the idea is that, like for example, someone says is praying like is praying 4 rakats of Zuhr better or praying just 2 rakats of Zuhr. Now, obviously, you have to pray the 4. So quality is usually better, but when it comes to the sunnahs, because this is something that's been established by the Sahaba, Umar radiallahu anhu, and it's considered to be from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we consider 20. Now, if a person, I would say, look, if a person can't pray 20, they break it up. Pray as much as you can. Pray 2, pray 4, pray 6, pray 8. But endeavor, you should know that the 20 was what was practiced from the Sahaba. That was the practice of the Sahaba, 20 was. The moment Fajr enters, does that mean eating is prohibited? Yes. If a child under the age of 7 violates the rights of another person, is a child under 7 violates the rights, as in you mean like kills them, kicks them, hits them, abuses them? Is that, yeah? Yeah, so then, so any person under the age of puberty will not be held responsible for the actions. Yeah, will not be held responsible for the actions. But in a court case, they possibly can be. So if it's in a court situation where there's courts involved, then in a court case it can be. But in the hereafter, we would say no. So what do you do? What do you follow? I follow my local mosque. So because it's easier, just a lot of our local mosques, they follow the Saudi sighting. We just follow those. It's just more convenient for the community. Is Taraweeh fard for men? No. Taraweeh is considered sunnah mu'akkada. It's a highly emphasized sunnah. And the same for women as well. Attending the congregation is considered to be recommended, mustahab. And if you don't attend the congregation, you pray at home, that's also fine. I don't remember the hadith fully, but I think it said, yeah, if you can remember the hadith, inshallah, Rona, and let me know, then I'll be able to help you, inshallah. Istinjar is using materials other than water, i.e. stones and leaves. Never heard that. Okay. I don't think it's an Arabic word. Probably, yeah. So yeah, you can use other materials. Yeah, you can use tissue and things like that for istinja, as long as the urine that comes out and the defecation, it doesn't spread around the body. So if a person X violated the rights of another person while person X was under the age of puberty, would person X not need to recompense the other person after person X? Yeah, so like I said, in the hereafter, they would not be held responsible if it was a minor, like a 5-year-old child, someone who's 5 years old, has harmed someone else. They would not be held responsible in the hereafter. Yeah, because the Prophet ﷺ said the pen has been uplifted from these individuals. But in a court case, if it was an Islamic court and a child had done something like this, a child could be prosecuted, or the parents could be prosecuted, or whatever situation they see fit. Sheikh Google. Oh, you check Sheikh Google. Do you think a person who becomes a lawyer should at least know the Sharia law? It would be very good. Yes, definitely. I would say they should. Every Muslim should know the Sharia law. So, what do Muslims look for the moon to find the star of Ramadan? So, yesterday, looked for it yesterday. So, yesterday, I looked for it at the 29th of Sha'ban. So, the 29th Sha'ban, they look for it then. Yeah, Ustad, what are some crucial tips you would recommend for someone who has completed intermediate grammar and is moving on to reading Arabic books like Rashida and more for comprehension? Yeah, so I would suggest, Muhammad, is start writing Arabic. So when you read Qiraat Rashida, and I would say also try to read other types of Arabic books as well. Close them and then do your own writing. So write down your daily routine, write down the things you enjoy, write down some memories of the past, and just write them down. It can even be fiction. The point is you want to get your mind focused in Arabic. So that's the best way to do it, I would say. So definitely writing and just reading. Yeah, those are the most important things. Sheikh, where we can buy the leather socks to do masa on our workplace, taking our shoes. So you don't have to get leather ones. You can actually get wudu ones as well. Yeah. Yeah. So if you check, if you go online and Google, I wear deck shell ones. The ones I got on now. These are wudu socks. They call deck shell. You can get them between £10 to £15 online. Is it istijmar? Oh, istijmar. Yeah, istijmar is different. Yeah, istijmar is using stones. Yeah, istijmar. But not istinjar. Istinjar, I never heard that word. Can a Hanafi pray witr behind a Shafi? Yes. Are there any books that detail how the sightings for the moon should be done? Yes, there's actually a good book if you can get hold of it. It's called Shedding Light on Dawn or something like that. Shedding Light on Dawn by Asim Yusuf. Shedding Light. It's a very good book. Shedding Light on Dawn. Asim Yusuf. Shedding Light on the Dawn. So if you can get this book, Shedding Light on the Dawn, this is a really good book to get. Yeah, I'll just give you a link to that if you guys want. Shedding Light on the Dawn. It's a really good book. There's a lot of detailed. It's got a full detailed explanation of everything. Are you friends with muftis from other cities? Yes. Yes, I am. Does your Kuduri have any mention of Sharia law? Kuduri is Sharia law. So Sharia law basically means everything that we have to follow in Islam is called Sharia law. Yeah, everything in Islam is called Sharia law. So Sharia basically means it's been divinely designed. So wudu is Sharia law, salat is Sharia law, fasting is Sharia law, all that Sharia law. Person who doesn't pray but fasts Ramadan, is his fasting accepted? Yes. The mosque I pray in raise their hands in dua and praying the witr, the Shafi. Can you please explain how they different to the Hanafi witr? So the Hanafi witr basically is you pray 3 rakats of salat, and then in the last rakat before you go into ruku, they stop and they say Allahu Akbar, and then silently everyone reads the dua of Qunut. Allahumma inna nasta'inuka wa nastaghfiruka wa nu'minu bika wa natawakkalu alayk. And I've explained this in my Quduri lessons as well. If you go to my Quduri, type in Quduri, Witr Salat, Liaqat Zaman, and you'll find it there. And the Shafis, what they say is after Ruku. So you get up from Ruku, Sami Allahu liman hamida, and then Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt wa afina fi man afayt. So that's where it differs. It was narrated from Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu following a pigeon and said, a man male shaitan chasing a female shaitan. How should this hadith be understood? Yeah, so this hadith basically is showing that in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there were certain practices that were considered to be waste of time. So the Prophet ﷺ would commonly attribute the term shaitan to things that were useless. They would say, look at shaitan following shaitan. And this isn't something that you should be doing. You should be focusing on something that's more beneficial for you. So in other words, it was like Prophet ﷺ was encouraging people not to waste their time, not to be idle. You're welcome. You're welcome. Would you invite another scholar to your podcast after Ramadan? Which podcast? Do you mean the Arabic podcast? My Arabic podcast is open to anyone. The only problem is like you have to. It's not about me calling scholars. It's about anyone who wants to come on, because we speak Arabic, and sometimes a scholar might not be able to speak Arabic properly, and they feel a bit embarrassed, so they don't have time. So this is why I don't know if they'd be interested. If a person is exercising while fasting and later on becomes more tired, in the reward the greater due to, I don't know. Dex shell, how you spell? Yeah, Dex shell is like D. I think it's D. Dex shell, DEX shell. The Shafi masjid I go to only do the qunut in the last 10 days or so. Okay. Aren't your good deeds annulled if you don't pray your religious prayers? No, they're not annulled. Is it true that one should not sit between the shade and light as shaitan sits there and sinful? Not necessarily, no. Right. I think you should have a Pashto podcast. Yeah, maybe a good idea. Have a Pashto podcast. I can improve my Pashto as well. Be a good idea. I would like to have Urdu podcast. Yeah, for the Urdu speaking people, a Pashto podcast, Arabic podcast, English podcast. Yeah, those would be but I'm only one person. That's the big problem. So you need time. You need people as well. Barakallah fi Ustad. I will implement the advice inshallah. And what level should a student be to do manfluti? So manfluti should be, I would say, after Qiraat al-Rashida. So imagine it's like you got 10 steps of Arabic, and top step is a really advanced, high, super advanced expert, and the bottom is scratch beginner. I would say manfluti is about level number 8, 7, 8 level. And Qiraat al-Rashida is about 4, 5 maybe. Not the Arab podcast, but a discussion in English. We don't have that anymore. I don't know if you've seen the 3 Dates podcast has stopped. So unfortunately, we don't have that anymore. But in the future, if I was to start it again, then definitely. The problem with podcasts is you need to have a team of people to do podcast. And if I was to start these podcasts again, it would take up a lot of my time. Yeah, because each podcast, as you know, it goes into at least easily 2 hours, 3 hours. And then for me to take that kind of time out would mean that I have to stop making some videos, and so it's a kind of like a bit of a burden on me. So, but if I had a team of people that would sort all that out, get people on, scholars, and invite them, and all I have to do is just turn up, possibly, then that would be much easier for me. Could you invite a scholar from Pakistan that you studied with and do a one-off content in Urdu talking about the learning journey at the madrasa? That would be possible. But the problem is with their timings as well. Pakistan time is at 4 or 5 hours difference. So there'd be that problem as well. And then trying to take them out their schedule, unless it was like a pre-recorded one. I have a gym course, which means I need to exercise on the weekends while fasting. Do you have any advice? I would say best time to do exercise is before iftar. Definitely. When I used to do my MMA training, I would do it before iftar. So before iftar, if you do it, you kind of like you're obviously going to feel tired, but because you're going to eat, your body actually feels much better, and you don't feel lethargic as well. And only thing I would say is I would feel a bit tired in Taraweeh. That's it. But otherwise, it was really good. I would really like to do exercise before iftar. I might even do it. Might go for a little jog or something, run, few mile run. Yeah, if the weather permits, might do it. The start last year, missed fasting can be done after Ramadan. Yes, can be. Wa alaikum assalam, boxing MMA. Ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, boxing MMA. Hope you're well. Do you lead witr sometimes in Ramadan? No, I don't. I don't lead. I just rest and I just pray behind the Imam. Yeah. I mean, in the past, maybe I've led 1 or 2 witrs, but because I'm not a Hafiz of Quran and I'm not too kind of like keen on being an Imam. Yeah, it's not like my kind of passion to be. I would prefer just to give talks than to lead Salat. I think Hafiz are good at leading Salat. Leave it to them. And if you guys haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, guys. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button as well. And also for you guys out there who are interested in like what kind of videos should I watch from Roots of Knowledge in Ramadan? That's what you're probably asking. So let me kind of show you what kind of videos you guys should watch in the month of Ramadan. Let's have a check. Yeah, because a lot of you guys are probably thinking, I've got time, and in the beginning of the month, you have like Roots of Knowledge. Okay, so let's just check it out. Okay, so these are some of the kind of courses, the things that you guys can. Yeah, let me just hide this comment box. There's more space. Yeah, so these are the kind of courses that I have that you guys can do. These are all free of charge on here. Yeah, the ones you can check out. Yeah, so I've got like let's check out the playlists for you guys. All right, so here, for example, lessons from Surah Luqman. Yeah, this is a good series as well. You can check this out. Lessons from Surah Luqman. This is basically just like a few miscellaneous sort of like ayats I went through. Really good series, so you can check this one out. And then you've got what other Quran series? Let's check some Quran. So you got Surah Rahman. This is actually one I started last year in Ramadan. Surah Rahman. Yeah, so you guys can check out Surah Rahman series as well. This is a really good series as well. You can check that one out if you're interested in that. I would definitely recommend that. And what other? Okay, Quran. This is the 40 hadith. This is the 40 hadith of the Quran one. Yeah, and it's all 40 hadith there. You can check them out. You can go through them one by one each day of Ramadan. Yeah, really important topics there. Okay, what else do we have over here? Surah Yasin. This was like one that I did a few years back. Yeah, Surah Yasin. This is actually 29 videos, right? So it's quite a few to go through. But if you kind of just listen to it in your car or something when you're going somewhere, it's good. It kind of gives you an understanding of Surah Yasin, going a bit of depth into it as well. So you got Surah Yasin there. Well, so you got crash course. I've got crash courses. If you want to learn about Islam, for example, crash course on zakat, crash course on purity in Islam, crash course on how Islam works, crash course on sarf, crash course on the different madhabs, crash course on hardships shaping fiqh, crash course on bid'ah innovation, what is usul fiqh. Yeah, so you got a lot of crash courses here that you guys can go through. If you guys want to learn some kind of like general knowledge things about Islam, I would definitely recommend that. Okay, what else do I have? Surah Mulk. Yeah, this was the one that I did many years ago. Surah Mulk, and actually finished it off in Masjid Al-Aqsa. So Surah Mulk explanation, you guys can check this one out. This was quite a good one as well. If you guys are interested in Surah Mulk, and if you're interested in like words in depth, right, then this is a really good series for words in depth. So this is a snippet. This is a snippet one. There's actually a much more detailed one. Where is it? Was in depth. Shafi, Quran reflections. In depth. Yeah. So it's somewhere around here. Here it is. Right. This is the full in depth. So I've actually done 10 videos on this. Yeah, 10 videos, and I've gone in depth, like certain words in the Quran, so you guys can understand where the word came from, what are the different types of meanings of the words, for those of you guys interested in that. And then if you guys are interested in like Surah Yusuf as well, I remember many years ago I did Surah Yusuf, right? I didn't finish it, as a thing. So you guys check out Surah Yusuf. Got loads of things on here, loads and loads of things, right, that you're interested in. If you're interested in Alimiya course, what the Alimiya course is about, we've got a 4-part series, gives you a background of Alimiya course. And Balagha, if you're interested in Balagha, advanced Balagha, Surah Naba, 19 lessons. I've gone through that as well. So there's like lots of things that you can go through in Ramadan. Choose one, I would say, and just go through it. Seriously, just choose one, go through it, and inshallah you'll be okay. Yeah, but the main thing is you guys gotta learn a bit. Yeah, I would say definitely learn. Brightest star, wa alaikum assalam, Sheikh. Today from Maghrib in India, Ramadan style. Can I pray Taraweeh today or tomorrow? So Maghrib, so you're saying the first of Ramadan in India is going to be from tomorrow, yeah? So you start Taraweeh today. Do you know Mufti Asim of New Darul Iftar in Leicester? No, unfortunately, I don't know Mufti Asim. Why do people feel hesitant to lead Salat? It's like a big responsibility. A lot of Sahaba refuse to lead Salat. They would give the duty to someone else. It's a big responsibility, that's why. Because if your Salat gets messed up, then you're going to have responsibility over the people. Looking to start your Arabic course this month. Any advice? Just go for it, bro. Yeah, just go for it. Inshallah. You like it, inshallah. Will you continue your My Book series? Oh, yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? I'm going to continue that 100%. Does sleeping all day while fasting reduce your reward? Obviously, you're not going to gain more reward, but it doesn't reduce your reward. Is this befitting action of a Muslim? If there is no need for it, then it doesn't befit. What's gonna be nisab of zakat? Any idea? So what you can do is if you Google, type in National Zakat Foundation, they'll tell you the nisab of today. Type in NZF nisab today, and they'll tell you that. Saqib Masood, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. The Saudi printed Quran has a lot of notes on the side of the pages. For example, some say in the mutaqaddimin, etc. Can you please do a video what the side notes mean? Inshallah. I do not have a Saudi copy of the Quran with me. Actually, I think I do. I'll have a check, because some of them don't have those margins. But if I do, I'll have a check, inshallah. If a person who is fasting watches movies, is this disliked? Yes. Salam, can you please elucidate on how Salat as-Sahu should be done? I am very confused. I actually have a video for this, my brother. So on my Kuduri channel, if you haven't seen my Kuduri, so yeah, so Sajda Sahu, where is it? My Kuduri playlist. Where's my Kuduri playlist? Prohibited times, option prayers for the ill, Sajda Tilawa, traveler. Where is it gone? Miss prayers, 12 matters, optional prayers, Sajda Sahu. My prostration mistakes, that's the one. I call it prostration of mistakes. I think I should change the name. Yeah, I think otherwise people will not understand. Yeah, so this is the series. Sajda Sahu video. Right. If the phone is playing an Islamic lecture where there will be mentions of Allah as a prophet, is that person sinful? If the phone is playing, no, not necessarily. What's the picture of the Quran at the top of your YouTube playlist from? Oh, that is not a Quran. That's actually Alfiyat ibn Malik, commentary of Alfiyat ibn Malik. It's handwritten. I think it's an old North African print. Yeah, so this is from a advanced Arabic grammar poetry. I actually just found it randomly online. I don't know whose it is, but it looks nice. I need to do the 70 lessons in Ramadan, inshallah. May Allah make it easy for you. If you lead prayers and mess up, are you sinful for that? Yes, you can be. If you obviously did it deliberately, accidentally, you won't be sinful, but you'll affect everyone's salat. Have you got a to-do list of what you plan to do in the visit to Jerusalem? Not really. No, I haven't really planned it at the moment, but I'll be probably close to the time I'll plan it. I want to do. And because it's Ramadan fasting, I'm not going to be that active in the day. Are you fasting today? Yes, I am fasting today. Are you fasting today? And when will the UK unite? I think probably before the Day of Judgment, inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Ustad. What is the best way to acquire vocab for a person who is aiming to study traditional way through shuruh and durus? Because I feel that there's a difference compared to everything. Yeah, so you're going to have to get used to it. That's the thing. So once you start doing a lot of reading and you start reading different types of books, you're going to start developing your vocab. So it's going to take time. In the beginning, vocab is like walking through mud. It's going to be very hard in the beginning, but as you go through it, you're going to be repeating a lot of words. Could there be potential sin or yeah? Zahara binti wa alaikum assalam. Please make dua for me. Ameen. May Allah make things easy for you and your family and for all Muslims around the world. Is it haram to say happy birthday to a non-mahram? No. Is it alright to brush your teeth with toothpaste when you're fasting? As long as you don't swallow it. If you swallow it, then your fast breaks. If a person finds ease in fasting, does it mean that Allah is pleased? Random questions. Random. Anyway. Okay, guys. I think I am gonna finish there. If there's no other sort of like questions. Yeah, Rona's gonna have loads of random questions coming up anyway. But yeah, so you start doing. My advice would be to you guys is just take Ramadan easy. Yeah, don't try to cram in too many things. Yeah, try to do small little things. Like for example, in Ramadan, if you can't read the whole Quran, try to read the whole Quran. But if you can't, at least read one page every day. Right, at least read one page every day. Endeavor to read one Quran. Try to make that your aim. But if you can't do it, if you find it extremely difficult, then try to at least one page or even half the Quran. Yeah, try to do something every single day. My advice would be if you read one page before every salat and after every salat, you'll finish the Quran by the end of the month. Yeah, so before every salat, read one page, and after every salat, read one page, and by the end of it, you'll have covered most of the Quran, and then finishing it off would be very easy for you. And other things like trying to attend prayers as well. Try not to spend too much time on social media. Trying to spend too much time because on social media there's gonna be lots of people putting things up, and people get bombarded with lots of videos. Sheikh so and so puts this video, Sheikh so and so puts this video, and then you just go into that for a few minutes and watch this for a few minutes. Ultimately, shaitan is locked up, but it doesn't mean shaitan is locked up in the sense that people are not being influenced to do bad. People are still going to be influenced to do bad, but the influence is less. So in this month, right, social media is going to try to bombard you with so much information, even so-called Islamic information, but shaitan is just going to use that as a means of distraction, ultimate distraction. And you'll be distracted from doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? So make sure you get out of the way your Quran recitation. Start reading a book. Yeah, if you haven't read a book in your life and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, this Ramadan I need to make it productive, just get yourself a book, buy a book online, or just borrow it from someone, and just start reading it. Start doing something productive. Start writing a diary for yourself of your Ramadan. Just like write down what you did today, how you found the fast, what kind of things do you want to achieve in today's day, and then at the end of the day you check have I achieved them or not, and then go to the next day. And that way you kind of become more conscious about your own fast, personalize your own fast. Otherwise, listen to many talks. I don't know. I personally find a lot of people have too much. They have too much choice out there, spoiled for choice, and then eventually they don't listen to anything and don't benefit too much from it. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Inshallah, take your time, focus on yourself, focus on becoming a better person. If you have health issues, try to focus on trying to improve what you eat as well. Yeah, so things like fried food, cut them out. Cut out. I know sometimes at home you're living with your parents. Your parents make fried food for you, or you're in a family unit where you have to eat what everyone else eats. What you can do is you can even cut them out. You don't have to eat fried food. Try to replace it with something else, and you'll see if you eat healthier food, your fast will actually become much easier. I've found that in the past so many times. Maybe you guys find this one, and if you do, put it in the comments. Like for example, this is my normal routine for my day of Ramadan. So in the morning for suhoor, I'll have something like oats. Yeah, have oats. You can have oats. You can either make the oats. Right? All you have to do is take oats. Take about 5 or 6 spoons of oats. Put a little bit of water in the pan. Heat it and then add milk, and then heat it and then let it cool down, and then let it cool, and then you can add dates into it. Cut some dates up. Add some nuts in it. Add some things like I put in other things like ashwagandha, arjun powder, I don't know what else, chia seeds. So there's lots of kind of things I'll put in, and all of these things, what they do is they give you all the nutrients that you need for the day to keep you going. Yeah, so put that in, and so for example, today I had it blended. The second option, you get the oats, you put it into a blender, you put some blueberries, blackberries, you can get these frozen ones from Asda and Tesco, whatever shop. Put them, mix them into it, put some bananas in there, put some dates in there, put some milk, and just blend it for a minute, and then pour it into a cup, and that's your whole suhoor, right? I would say recommend have a toast with it, or have a piece of have egg with it, and you'll feel all throughout the day, you'll feel your health will feel like nice and balanced. And then when iftar comes, obviously I haven't iftar yet, but normally for iftar, no fried food unless I eat in someone's house and I get some fried food, then I'll eat it. But no fried food. Try to have everything. If you can get yourself one of those air fryers, those are very good. Air fryers, it costs a bit, but it's going to be worth it in the end. It does the same thing as frying food, but it's just healthy. And just air fry food if you have to. Things like samosas, pakoras, kebabs, you might be used to it from a young kid and mom making for you. But cut those things out, and eat things which are going to be are going to help you later on as well. Yeah, and digest easily, and they're not fatty. They're not like fast foods as well. Cut down on fast foods in Ramadan, and you'll find your Taraweeh is going to be easy as well. So I think if you eat twice a day, but you eat good food twice a day, wholesome food twice a day, you can maintain your health throughout Ramadan, and you won't feel like extremely thirsty, because a lot of times these fast foods, they have a lot of salt in there, and they just thirst you out. That's it. Eventually, end of the day, you'll be so thirsty, dying of thirst, and you just want to drink loads of cold water, and it doesn't really help. So you want to do that, and then so that's in the beginning, and then later on in the days, once your body requires replenishing certain nutrients and vitamins and things like that, then take supplements as well. Yeah, I mean, after about day 4, day 5, I usually have one sachet of Dialyte, put in water, and I have that at night time. And that helps me a lot, right? And then I don't have to have another one until another 4 or 5 days. It kind of replenishes all the essential salts in your body. And sip water throughout the night. Yeah, so just sip it. Do not drink water. Sip it. So have a bottle with you, big bottle. Take it a little bit, and then after 10, 15 minutes, take another sip. And that way, what happens is the water gets retained in your body. Otherwise, if you drink a lot of water, what you're going to find is it just goes straight through, and you just end up going toilet, because your body cannot absorb except X amount of water. So if you give it too much water, the rest of that water is just going to come out. Yeah, and be careful of drinking a lot of these kind of citrus type of drinks, because citrus type of drinks, what they do is they make you go toilet a lot. So you'll end up going toilet, and then you're flushing out your body a lot of water as well. So you want to be careful. Yeah, learn about your body as well. I would say definitely learn about your body, 100%. And if there's anyone else who's got some good tips, I'll put them in. Abdullah Afzal, are you still cycling? At the moment, I haven't planned any cycling, but I will be doing cycling inshallah. But most likely, the cycling will be done like again before iftar time. I get in a tangle reading Quran or translation. I would say do both. Read Quran and have a small portion of your day for translation as well. Is not going to the mosque in Ramadan because COVID is still a valid reason? If you honestly like ask your heart, if you're really not going to the mosque because of COVID, that's fine. But if you are just lazy, not going to the masjid, and you're using that as an excuse, then Allah knows. When being an imam, do we need to say niyyah with tongue as reading salah? No, you don't. Would be a good idea to deactivate social media this month? Yeah, definitely. Is it permissible to skip thana when leading Taraweeh? Possibly, but I wouldn't recommend skipping thana. Thana is very short. Yeah, very short. Try to shorten the everything else. Should a person eat heavily for suhoor? What do you do, Runa? Sounds tasty. What do you eat at iftar? I don't know. When I eat iftar, then I'll tell you. To be a Muslim, is it necessary to love the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, or would it be sufficient to purely adhere to the 5 pillars of Islam? So loving the Sahaba is not an issue which is bringing you in and out of Islam, but insulting the Sahaba will possibly take you out of Islam. But the love of the Sahaba is a sign of true faith, definitely. So having love of the Sahaba, like Imam Malik says, having the love of the Sahaba is a sign of true faith. And abstain from sin whilst not holding any love nor hatred or the companions. Yeah, so you still be counted as a Muslim, as long as you don't have hatred for them. Now, I would say if anyone knows anything about Islam, they would naturally have love for the Sahaba. But if a person does not know about Islam history, all they know is Allah and His Messenger and 5 salats and fasting, and they just know that, that's fine. Because a lot of Muslims out there who don't know a thing about Sahaba. They don't even know who Sahaba were. Is it a good idea to sleep after suhoor? Up to you. Yeah, up to you if you want. I sleep after suhoor, but I would say it's up to you. If you need your energy, if you need to go work, something like that. Ya Allah. Right. Anyway, so I think my time is done over here, guys. Again, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Everyone hopefully is going to be doing Taraweeh tonight. So enjoy your Taraweeh. Relax in your Taraweeh as well. Pray as much as you can. If you want to pray some rakats in the masjid and then you want to go home and pray some rakats at home, you feel as though it's going to take too long in the masjid, then you can do that as well. But always try to pray the full Taraweeh, I would say. You want to get the full benefit of Ramadan. You definitely want to get closer to Allah in Ramadan. And the only way you can get closer to Allah in Ramadan is by doing extra acts of worship. Extra acts of worship means you have to exert yourself, which means you are going to have to be taken out of your comfort zone. So definitely 100%. It's worth it. Honestly, it's worth it. And later on, when Ramadan finishes, you'll regret the month of Ramadan came. I didn't benefit from the month of Ramadan. Then you'll be upset. I went to beautiful Taraweeh last night. It was amazing, alhamdulillah. Where was this? Was this at a local masjid? Was it in Birmingham? Sallam, what happens when someone performs Salah with congregation outside Ramadan? Don't they need to repeat Taraweeh? What happens when someone performs Salah with congregation outside Ramadan? I don't understand your question. So you're saying when someone performs Salah with congregation in a Jama'ah outside Ramadan, not in Ramadan, don't they need to repeat Taraweeh? I'm sorry, I haven't understood the question. Anyway, guys, take care. I'm going to finish there. And hopefully, inshallah, we'll see you guys next time. And keep an eye out for the tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm thinking, I haven't really kind of confirmed it yet, but I'm going to start Surah Al-Hujurat. Yeah, so just keep an eye out for that, inshallah. It's going to roughly be about the same time, about 4ish or so. So inshallah, I'll put up the post. Witr. What happens when a person performs Salah congregation outside Ramadan? Don't they need to repeat Witr? I don't understand. According to Hanafis, we pray Witr every single day, whether in Ramadan or outside Ramadan. Yeah, Witr is every single day. It wasn't local, but it was Masjid Mu'adh ibn Jabal in Leicester. Okay, Mu'adh ibn Jabal in Leicester. Yeah, mashallah. Where is that? Where they're gonna have the new iftar course? Yeah, Mu'adh ibn Jabal. Mashallah. All right, guys. Take care, inshallah, and I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa